I was a swan. Alex Turner from the act Monkeys was, I want to say, a football.
Please, could you just take me to the car park bit, because someone will come and get me there. But could I put my bags in your boot? Oh, it's full.
Somehow, I got a black eye. Lester got a black eye. Rob got his second black eye.
And the sunburn.
And the sunburn, yeah, it was not a good look. This episode of Miss Me contains very strong language and adult themes. There may be some tales of alcohol and drug misuse, and you should listen to them and be ashamed of us.
Bad boy in a London.
Rude boy in a England.
Is this going to make us want to go to a festival this year? Who knows? Welcome to Listen Bitch. The theme is festivals. They've changed. Haven't they changed over the years, Lil? We're like old veterans of them. They really have fucking changed, actually. I don't really go to them that much anymore, but all the people around me do, so I'll use their stories.
Should we have a first question? Get us into the mood?
Yeah. Get your fucking glow stick. Let's go.
Hey, Lily and Miquita. It's Brooke here from Edinburgh. I was wondering if there was anything that kind of stands out to either of you guys about a festival that you went to, like a really funny experience or something wild that happened that you'll just never forget. Mine was kind of, I think last year, we were up at this, like, in this forest at the top of a hill listening to hardcore techno. It was like 1 p.m. And all of a sudden this like big huge group of elderly hill walkers came in with their hiking sticks and everything. Came in the forest, and it was like, it's almost like this breaking of the fourth wall, like at a festival. It was really bizarre and hilarious, but I wondered if you guys had anything funny or really memorable happen to you guys, or that you witnessed at a festival. Thank you.
So many. Sorry.
Scared yourself with your own anecdote.
Sorry.
Can you tell us what was going through your brain just then?
So many wild stories from festivals. I feel like Lily got wilder than me at festivals and kind of was in them in a more hardcore way for a more condensed amount of time. It was sort of like 5 years where I was always working. A lot of my festival life was working. So I didn't really get as crazy as you lot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say that pretty much everything that happened at festivals was weird if you're a sober person looking at the way that we were behaving. But we were just, drunk and high, being kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about the outfits Lily used to like to wear, and then she would get a lot for everyone. So there was sort of like an animal pack, which I always thought was quite a vibe at watching all our friends walk around Glastonbury in like panda suits and tiger outfits. Now that sounds a little bit cliche, but at the time it wasn't really a thing.
We were setting trends, so it was before everyone else was doing that. I've got some really good pictures up. I think it's like me.
Actually, you were Yoshi.
Once I was Yoshi, but I was also...
just once I was Yoshi, okay?
I was a swan. Alex Turner from the act Monkeys was, I want to say, a football. Let me just see if I can Google these pictures.
You Google that?
Lily Allen, Alex Turner.
I used to think it looked so fun. I miss quite a lot of those years. I was working.
I also did 1 year walk around in an inflatable penis costume and sat down next to Jarvis Cocker and like pretended that I wasn't dressed in a penis costume and just deadpanned him.
That is actually fucking ridiculous.
It was quite good because he was sort of like going along with it and being like deadpan too.
Yeah, no.
There was a klaxon involved as well. It was me. I think that James Wrighton from the Klaxons was dressed as a swan. I was dressed as something really funny, but I can't remember what it was. And I think Alex Turner was a football. And we were just like up at the Stone Circle, having a lol at like 7 a.m. in the morning, having been up all night. And it was...
good times.
Absolutely
good times. Let's have another question for this week's festival-themed Listen Bitch.
Hi, Lily and Miquita. Excuse the voice. I've been on hand all weekend. at the karaoke hard. My name's Molly. Friends generally just call me Moll. I live down in Cornwall on a little boat, and I absolutely love a festival. Who doesn't? But I have a question both for Lily as an artist and like both of you as festival lovers, people who are there all the time. Lily, as an artist, how does your thought process change for a festival slot compared to your own headline show? Like, do you have to consider the audiences? Do you have to consider the mixture of cult classic tunes that your fans love compared to like the big hits? And then generally, what's your favourite person, act, whatever that you've seen at a festival, like something that just lives with you? I went to go and see The Cure at Reading one year, thought they'd be amazing, didn't love it, so ended up going to see Sleigh Bells instead, and it was like the best choice ever made. They were absolutely insane. So yeah, do you have anything like that where you thought you just saw something that changed your life? Anyway, love you both, love the pods, vibes always, great theme.
Vibes always, that's right.
Wicked and Chris. Yes, in answer to your question, I don't know if I approach the shows differently, because usually my festival, the sets are always like sort of 45 minutes long. So you kind of have like a rehearsed set that you take to every single one.
Yeah.
Unless like maybe Spotify might have given you some data that tells you some weird song of yours is doing particularly well in like, I don't know, Zagreb. So you would, add something onto the set list.
Oh yeah, because you had to do European festivals. I forgot about all those. Yeah.
Big in Europe, babe, big in Europe. What I will say was big in Europe, not so much anymore.
Will be.
What I will say is that festival shows are intimidating because you are, unless you're headlining, in which case you've got, you're pretty safe in the knowledge that the people there are going to be into what you're going to give them because they know that you're the headliner, and unless there's been an online campaign complaining about you being announced as a headliner, then, but yeah, so you are turning up to that stage, putting your little in-ear monitors in, standing out on the side, and yeah, you're worried, you're concerned that you might get on there and people walk away.
Oh, have you had walkaways?
Yeah, I've had walkaways. I have to say, more often than not, I've been pleasantly surprised, and that is an incredible thing about festivals, is when you get on the stage and you start playing, and then you can see like from all four corners of the field, it starts filling up. Like people start, they're like, I know this song, I like this song, and then they run over and they want to come and watch the rest of the set, and then you feel like, yeah, I've won over a festival crowd, because it's tough to win over a festival crowd. So it does feel like a real sense of accomplishment when you've done it.
It must be like a rush like no other, though, like to be having a set like some of your Glastonbury sets. Like I remember how excited you were about the first one. It was a big deal, and we should probably, now is a good time to talk about your intricate history with Glastonbury.
Yeah, I went to Glastonbury when I was 5 weeks old for the first time, and I've been pretty much every year ever since, except in sobriety. I've not been so often. I've been once, I think, to go and do the Olivia Rodrigo thing. What was the second half of her question, by the way?
Oh yeah, what have you ever seen that was like amazing and great that stayed with you forever? I went to Glastonbury when I was 12 with my mum and Nana, because Nana was playing. Me, Phoebe and Naima went on the tour bus with them, and they fucked off and made us go to bed. And we were like, what? And no. I guess we were 12, so they kind of had a point, but we weren't having any of it.
You could have so totally have got away with getting out of bed and going and doing whatever the fuck you want. They weren't going to be...
This is exactly what we did. Darling, please.
They're not going to have been sitting there like...
Darling, please. Please. Thank you for knowing us so well. Thank you for being part of the same family. Yeah, they left and we were like, let's go. So we went and we saw, it was the muddy year. It was like that really, I think it was 97, and it was Radiohead headlining the Benz era, and it was fucking transcendental. Truly, like, we have entered something so special. We are so too young to be part of this, which was the extra high and buzz of it. And we managed to like have a bit of a like fucking nuts few hours and then get back and pretend to be asleep, and they never knew. Although Nana has been listening to Miss Me, so now she knows.
Watching Nana's play there actually a few years ago, maybe, well, way more than a few years ago, was really exciting. So I remember my dad like drove a car into the front of the pit and we all just stood on the top of the car.
Oh,
yeah, that's when you could get away with doing shit like that.
and like when our family are raggo like that at festivals.
You can't really do it in this day and age, but in that time, it was okay. Well, not okay. It would have pissed a lot of people off, but it was good for us. It worked out well for us. entitled little prick my dad can be.
Let's have another question. This is only question 2.
Hi, Lily and Miquita. It's Laura from Tunbridge Wells in Kent. Love your podcast, love the show, love the vibe. Just got a quick question regarding festivals. My 16-year-old is finishing his GCSEs any day now, and he's booked to go to the Reading Festival for 3 nights. It'll be his first time at a festival. Just wondered what kind of tips or hacks you have to help him on his way. How do you find your tent? I've never been to Reading before. How do you find your tent? How do you find your mates? What if your phone dies? All those questions. Just wondered if you could steer us in the right direction. Love you guys. Cheers. Bye.
Laura, I don't want to lie to you. Okay, I don't want to just lie to you and say, he should take face wipes. He should be on guard and have his fucking wits about him.
No, don't scare her. It'll be fine. It's a rite of passage.
No. I'm just saying, Reading's a bit raggo.
It is a bit raggo.
Reading's a bit raggo.
But on a practical level, in our day, we didn't have this, but I would get one of those Apple tags and I would put it in the tent so that you can you can track your tent. You can always find your way back.
Still life hacking.
Another life hack from me. Sun cream. Make sure he has sun cream because sun cream is bad. Do you know, once me and Rob, it's a dear friend of mine, Rob Hawkins, shout out Rob Hawkins, and Lester, my first boyfriend, fell asleep at Glastonbury in front of the stage watching Kasabian. And it was the other stage, and they were quite far down the bill at that point. They weren't very big, so it was like, afternoon set. And I woke up, and I'm not joking, all 3 of us had like a line down the center of our face, like we looked like sort of like we were in Braveheart or something, like it was sort of intentional. And you know how like there's people do have like sort of tribal tattoos and stuff at Glastonbury, so it looked like. And it was like
dickheads.
It was intense. Like one whole side of my face was red, and the other whole side of my face was white. And then
you, Rob, and Lester all with this look. Great.
Yeah, and Rob had a black eye for some reason. He'd been beaten up the night before. And then you know who we ran into? We've talked about her on the show before. Ella.
I know you did.
And
Shit.
Iris and somebody else from their group who I won't name, who did commit the crime. Iris really fancied my friend Rob at the time. I think I can say this because it was like 25 years ago. Okay. And they were like, we walked up to the sound system, and Ella and Iris were sitting on what can only be described as a sort of like security rail, like in front of the sound system. And it was sort of perched. They were sort of perched on there, and we waltzed up. And they were like, giving us the like eye, like, oh my God, you lot are losers. And as they did, one of them took a sip of their drink, and they fell backwards into the speakers. So obviously me, Rob and Lester started pissing ourselves laughing because they had been kind of like taking the piss out of us on the approach. And they were so humiliated by falling over that they got up and they just started laying into us. And somehow I got a black eye. Lester got a black eye. Rob got his second black eye. And then we were like, okay, enough of this. Went to bed and then woke up in the morning. All three of us had black eyes. I had like bleeding ears.
And the sunburn, no less.
And the sunburn, yeah. It was not a good look. But yeah, that's how we rolled.
Yes, I think we can tell that story. Ella, the secret hero of our Miss Me stories.
Poor Laura's like, actually, maybe I'm not going to send my kid to Reading.
No, I'm sure he'll have a great time. See, as Lily said, sun cream, and as I said, keep your fucking wits about you. People get a bit gnarly at festivals, and that's kind of the beauty of it. It's also the slightly dangerous part of it. So keep your wits about you, son, and enjoy yourself. And we had a good Reading. Me and Lily went to see the streets at Reading. We should probably sing Blinded by the Lights at one point today. That is embarrassing. That is our festival song, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Lights are blinding
my eyes. People looking down.
We can only just sing in unison.
Okay, next question, please.
Hi, my name's Hannah and I am from Dartford in Kent. And I am going to Glastonbury for the first time this year, and I am freaking out about festival outfits. Do I overplan like every single outfit I wear to try and look really cool, or is that really uncool? I don't know. I've been told to get a pair of boots because that can be like a staple to go with each outfit. Did you plan your outfits when you went to festivals? And what is in this year? Is it different or is it always the same? Love the podcast. Love you both.
Boy, did we plan our outfits. Listen, when I was a pop star in the early noughties and I would go to Glastonbury, I would take like 2 suitcases full of looks, yeah. I'd be stomping around that backstage area, attention seeking, getting my photo taken by the paparazzi.
I loved those looks.
Yeah, it was, those were the days. Yeah, I think I'd want to have like a few like staples, like a good pair of jeans, like maybe a fun legging and some boots, or I don't know.
When you were up there with Olivia, you were in like cycling shorts and a little white top, and I swear they were all Chanel.
Yes,
so don't
that's
chat
true.
to me.
But I wasn't really there enjoying the festival. I was just there to perform. That was like
exactly.
I was there. I was on site for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, so that would change the way one got dressed for a festival. Like a flying stopover, you can wear Chanel. Because I did this thing for Grazia a few years ago, like festival looks for Grazia. And I loved everything I did. I was like, oh my God, this is such a vibe. None of them I would actually wear to a festival because I wouldn't have it in me to wear like small blue cycling shorts. But in the shoe, I was like, yeah, this is my festival style. I really like to be in a tracksuit at a festival and like mash up old trainers. That's my favorite thing, like nice tracksuits.
I do think that's an age thing because I'm definitely not going to Glastonbury for looking for a man at this point in my life. So I'm not like trying to dress sexy and like court attention. I would be thinking comfort.
No, but you'd still but it's still a place with lots of eyes on you, like on anyone, like famous or not. People are looking at each other.
I would have a very good little bag of accessories. I would have a few pairs of sunglasses. I would have, some different weather appropriate. I'd have a couple of cashmere jumpers to keep me rolling. And I would probably have a couple of coats as well.
Yeah, bomber jackets are such a vibe at Glastonbury.
I would have the luxury of space because I would be either staying in like a yurt or in a like Winnebago. I'm not staying in a small tent. So no.
I can't believe people actually like bring all these looks to festivals and they're in a tent. Some people I know are staying in like literally mud-soaked fucking shitholes, and they come out with a different look every day. I was like, how the fuck are you managing this? Namely my cousin Naima. Don't know how she does it. Yes.
She has had the experience of living out the back of a van for about half of her life. So I would say maybe that.
It's that nomadic spirit within her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bomber jackets. Just, they're so nice. They keep you warm and they always look good, even if they get really dirty. Everyone should just have a bomber jacket in their life anyway. And ankle welly boots, not full to the knee welly boots. Ankle welly boots, Wellington boots, they're a vibe. And then your legs look nice. Get your legs out. And also don't be worried about getting dirty because that's just fucking happening. I would like to talk about my father's role at Glastonbury and the family members that go and build that festival for you every bloody season, every year. But we'll wait till there's a question that leads us there. Let's have one more question for this week's Listen Bitch, please.
Hi, Lily and Miquita. My name's Susie. I used to work backstage at music festivals and I would have to prepare the artists' riders. So I would prepare all their food and drinks and everything that they had. Sometimes there were some pretty interesting requests. So just wondering if you know of any crazy or funny requests that people had for their riders or anything else that happened backstage. Thanks. Bye.
Riders are such a tricky subject because I feel like people like bad, silly, lazy press stories were written about like Mariah Carey's rider requests, and then it like cultivated a whole new kind of image of Mariah Carey as a diva and she likes this on her rider. I didn't think it was all bollocks and all lies. All those. Do you remember, Lil?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, Madonna's leaked rider. It's like, oh, please. I'm sure she just asked for like some booze, some tea and some ham. What did you used to ask for?
Monster Munch.
Okay.
Cider. And I'd used to ask for, but I don't know if they do it at festivals, but at venues I would always ask for 5 copies of whatever album I was promoting at the time, just to get those numbers up.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask them to buy 5 copies of the album so that you got 5 sales.
Yeah, with a receipt. Okay, it's time for a break, isn't it, Miquita?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Don't forget that you can listen to every episode of Listen Bitch on BBC Sounds.
Yeah, and every week we take you to new places, destinations unfound, like Vitamin D and Sabrina Carpenter and business.
Yeah, you absolutely can't hear about Sabrina Carpenter anywhere else.
It's only here that we were talking about that.
Hello, Miss Me viewers. I'm Roman Kemp.
And I'm Tom Grennan, and we're dropping in to introduce you to You About.
Each week we have very unfiltered conversations about the sort of stuff we usually say for our group chat.
Join us for our weekly conversation, otherwise known as a podcast. Catch it on BBC Sounds.
Gosh, that was a lovely break. I feel rested. I feel ready to go and catch Biffy Clyro on the Avalon stage.
Let's have another question, please.
Hello, Lily and Miquita. This is Lauren from Sheffield. Great topic on festivals. So I'm a 41-year-old woman and I have 3 kids, boys, feral, age 6 and under. And before I love festivals, I dived into them with my mates. We got absolutely smashed. But the idea now of taking my little feral children to the festivals fills me with absolute dread. They get up at 5 o'clock. They would smack me in the face. They would get lost. I'd write the number on their hands. I'd never see them again. So my question to you is, have you got any tips on taking kids to festivals that would make my life delightful? Bloody love your podcast. It gets me through each week. And yeah.
You answer this one, Keats.
Feral children? I've never taken any feral children. A lot of our extended family have raised their family on site, and a lot of that said family do a lot of the building of parts of Glastonbury, namely Shangri-La, that was started by my Auntie Debs about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And now my dad, Garfield, has a bar within that space called Gorilla Bar, fucking hotspot in Glastonbury. And that means that a lot of our family go 2 weeks earlier for the build. Like Garfield's going for the build. I think they go next week. And they're there and they kind of have their own mini Glastonbury before Glastonbury at the build. The build's great. I've done the build. I went to halfway through the build once. It was really nice. It's very like villagey and community. And it's exciting because everyone's building this massive thing for all these people that are like incoming soon. And most of the feral kids in our family have just become the build workers. They all just help build Glastonbury now. So I'd say if the young'uns have a role, then they can be quite tamed and actually feel quite part of something that is quite wild and reckless, but they've got a job to do and they've got to do it well. And it's about kind of creating an experience for so many other people, which is kind of a high in itself. So yeah, if you could just get them involved. I don't even know what the hell Lily was up to when she was taken to Glastonbury as a kid. Because I went to WOMAD when I was like 3, and then I think I went to Glastonbury when I was like 7 or something.
I can't remember what was going on.
Okay.
I think I was just like, I was just left to my own devices and would just wander around with my brother.
Yeah.
You know?
Had quite a good time.
Probably just like stayed at camp, like with the women. I don't know. I don't know what we were doing.
I think there's a lot of ways to get into trouble at a festival. So yeah, give the kids a role, make them part of it, and then they'll get into a little less trouble. And then you can have fun with your friends as well.
Next question, please.
Final question.
Hi, this is Delise from New Zealand. I want to hear your dream festival lineup of artists past, present and future. I'd love to hear it. Thanks, bye.
Okay. Okay. I've been watching quite a lot of like, I guess like prog rock documentaries. I've got really Simon and Garfunkel, they're prog rock.
No, I don't think they're prog rock.
Whatever they are.
Yeah.
Okay, Simon and Garfunkel, Neil Diamond, Paul Simon's solo stuff, all those kind of bands. I don't know what that music's called, but my mum never played that music. and I've really got into it. I watched like 5 Simon and Garfunkel documentaries recently.
Oh, you're lucky because all those people turn up on every fucking festival lineup to headline.
No, but there are certain people that I'm actually like, if this person dies and I never see them live, I will just be hot. Like, okay, so Stevie Wonder will be there. Simon and Garfunkel will come to play as well. And then maybe Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang!
Oh, fuck yeah. But that's a good day out. Come on.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang, Simon and Garfunkel, and Stevie Wonder. Come on. Lil, who's on your like dream festival lineup?
I would say the Stone Roses. I do think the Chemical Brothers are a great act to see live. They are like Glastonbury heads, and their shows are consistently brilliant. The visuals, shout out Adam Smith, my friend who does all the visuals for them, is, it really is an amazing show. So I would say Stone Roses. I mean, I'm choosing acts that would sort of complement each other on the same lineup. So I think the Stone Roses and the Chemical Brothers actually would go quite well together.
You're sort of acting more like a producer of this, like, yeah.
Well, also the Chemical Brothers went to university in Manchester. Stone Roses from Manchester.
Fantastic.
I'm
so
thinking,
now you need something to really stir up the pot.
Yeah, who's going to stir up the pot for them?
I think we need a black person.
Yes.
Shola Amma, she can go.
No, what about like J Hus?
Yeah, that's good.
J Hus into Chemical Brothers and the Stone Roses. I actually didn't think that low-key that is a sick lineup. I would be there.
I mean, I definitely, I wish lineups looked like this instead of lots of names I don't recognize. Yeah. And then the old rapper, I'm like, yes, okay, I know who Dave is. I think lineups were fucking extraordinary when we were young. Who really like, what? Who's playing? And now it seems to be a lot of like, okay, yeah. Seems like the same pool just goes around in a circle a little bit. We talked about that last year around festival time, I think. Who the fuck is headlining Glastonbury?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh my God. Right.
1975. And some old white guy. I don't know.
And 1975 headlining. Fucking hell, okay.
On Friday. They're headlining Friday. Olivia's Saturday.
And then who's the old act that they're pulling out from the cracks?
It'll be like Neil Young or someone.
Oh, well, then I'll go to that. Naima said to me, she goes, Naima's been doing like the drop-in that you were talking about, but she didn't have to perform, but like just going for like a day or 2. I think that might be quite a shout because I just can't with the 5-day Glastonburys. I went 2 years ago and I went with all of my cousins.
God, it's Neil Young.
Oh my. Okay. See, we shouldn't be able to predict it that easily.
And also, by the way, I'm a liar. It's Olivia Rodrigo's playing on Sunday, supported by Noah Kahan, who you won't know, but I do because of my children. Nile Rodgers and Chic, who seems to be there every year.
Yeah.
Rod Stewart. The Libertines, that'd be interesting, playing quite from 2 till 3 on a Sunday.
For them.
They'll be like, I remember when we used to headline.
I know.
Celeste, not from Daphne and Celeste, and the Selector.
Oh, yeah.
And on Saturday, Neil Young is being, propped up by Ray.
Good for Ray.
Patchwork, John Fogerty, The Script, Brandon Carlisle.
Excuse me. No.
The Kaiser Chiefs playing from 12 till 3. This is like literally Glastonbury. All of the acts that are playing at the bottom are the people that were playing at the top of the festival when it was in our day.
Yeah, but I don't even think in our day they'd have the audacity to book The Script for Glastonbury.
And then we've got the 1975 on Friday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Biffy Clyro supporting them. Alanis Morissette, who arguably should have come after. TBA, which is not a band, that is
to be announced,
playing from 5 o'clock basically. Burning Spear before them, Seema and Supergrass. I will just say, guys, TBA is not me, okay? It's not me.
Oh, because that would be quite good if it was.
Imagine.
It's not yet. We don't have any news for you like that quite yet.
TBA is playing at 5 o'clock, right, on the Pyramid Stage on Friday. And judging by my industry counterparts at the time, I would be playing 11:15 till 12 o'clock. So
what? Afternoony? That's not...
Yeah, the Kaiser Chiefs are playing 12 till 1.
No, come on, Lily, you're more... I don't want to be mean, but I feel like you'd get a better slot than the Kaiser Chiefs.
Really?
The Voice killed the Kaiser Chiefs. I think that's fair to say.
Oh, and my girlfriend loves me.
I loved the Kaiser Chiefs. I went to South Africa with the Kaiser Chiefs and played football with the Kaiser Chiefs and the Kaiser Chiefs, which is the name of the South African football team. I've had some good times with the Kaiser Chiefs.
Okay, great.
I think we've festivaled ourselves out. What do you say? No, Lil, let's do what it's really like to leave a festival. Who are you getting a lift with? Who are you getting a lift with?
How are you getting home? Can I come in your
How are you
Uber?
getting home?
Can I come in your Uber?
It's not Uber,
I
Lil.
beg you, please just let me just drop me off at the train station in your car.
Please, could you just take me to the car park bit, because someone will come and get me there. But could I put my bags in your boot? Oh, it's full. Ah!
Miquita, can I just tell you that the theme for next week's show is going to be... It's going to be the 90s.
We have come full circle. We have come full circle. The first ever Listen Bitch, if you've been with us since the 80s when we started this. It was the boys from the 90s. Now we're doing the 90s.
It's going to be the 90s. It's going to be the 90s. And you can send your messages to 08000 30 40 90s. 08000 30 40 90s.
Feel free to ask us quizzy questions about the 90s. Feel free to ask us about stories. Feel free to tell us how you feel about the 90s. Television, art, culture, music, people, vibes, life. I'm so excited. Thank you, Lily. I love you.
My pleasure.
I will see you in London because you're home now.
Okay.
I'll come see you.
I'm going to go and do therapy now. I'll speak to you later.
All right, I'll call you later. Bye.